Governor Obiano reassures on protection of Anambra at home and in diaspora. Police fall ambush by suspected kidnappers in Dinikofi Council area. More investors embrace Governor Obiano's think home philosophy. Good morning and welcome to the news. My name is Chidima Orangwa. Governor Willie Obiano has asked the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mr. Boris Mustafa, to use his good office to prevail on the South African police authorities to take serious steps to unravel the murder of a Nigerian corporate executive, Mrs. Elizabeth Ndobisi-Chukwu, in Johannesburg last month. We have details from our studios.
Statements made available to the ABS by the State Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Mr. C. Don Adinoba, Mrs. Ndobisi-Chukwu, Deputy Director General of the Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria, was found dead in her room at Emperor Palace Hotel on Thursday, June 13, while attending a meeting of the African Insurance Organization in the South African commercial capital. The statement explained that it had become necessary to request the SGFN to personally wade into the killing because the police in Johannesburg may be capitalizing on the absence of a foreign minister in Nigeria to treat the case with levity. It quoted the governor as saying that reports he has received on the death of the 53-year-old indigene of Anambra State and his analysis of the report suggested that the South African police are treating this murder as just another Nigeria's death in their country, noting that Emperor Palace Hotel has explained at the weekend that it has not released the CCTV footage to the police because they had yet to request for it. The statement said the governor lamented that it is disheartening that over 3 weeks after the dastardly act, the South African police have not deemed it necessary to investigate the heinous crime which with the seriousness it deserved, and pointed out that Mrs. Ndobisi-Chukwu was not an ordinary person but a top corporate executive who was billed to become early next year the chief executive of the organization and was representing Nigeria at the meeting in Johannesburg where she met her untimely death. It disclosed that the South African Department of Home Affairs had in an autopsy report stated that Mrs. Ndobisi-Chukwu was strangulated, contradicting some earlier reports suggesting that she might have died in her sleep or committed suicide. The statement said Governor Obiano vowed not to relent in seeking justice for any Anambra indigene whose life is wasted anywhere, whether in Nigeria or abroad, and commended the Nigerian human rights community led by Professor Chidi Odinkalo, the past chairman of the Nigerian Human Rights Commission, for fighting to ensure that justice is done to the memory of Mrs. Ndobisi-Chukwu, a mother of 2 boys.
A 2-day Anambra State Spelling Bee Championship, organized by Integral Development Council in conjunction with the Ministry of Basic Education, has commenced in Oka. The competition is for private and public schools across the state. Our correspondent Theophilus Okoha reports.
Professor Kate Omenua said it is important to the state government as it will essentially contribute to the development of students' self-esteem in the academic achievements. Professor Omenua charged the participants drawn from private and public schools in the state to utilize the opportunity in building a solid foundation for their future learning abilities.
It is very possible for you to get to the very top, but you must know that you need to work hard for it.
In a welcome address, the facilitator of the competition, Mrs. Chinwenweke, said the goal is to provide a conducive environment for healthy competition that will encourage young people to expand their vocabulary, communication skills, and self-confidence. She, however, said participants who are classified into 3 categories according to their age will, at the end of the competition, receive prizes and awards.
The establishment of ITK Learning Center Spelling Bee is born in response to a need within the state for a creative and stimulating educational program outside the regular school curriculum, which focuses specifically on English language basis.
Later, while rolling out the rules and regulations guarding the competition, the moderator, Ms. Chima Ude, charged the participants to adhere strictly to the laid-down rules. The opening ceremony was attended by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Basic Education, Mr. Nwabeze Nwankwo, a representative of Chairman Anambra State Universal Basic Education Board, Mrs. Nkiruka Nkechukwu, Mrs. Antonia Nwanere, representative of Chairman Post-Primary Service Commission, teachers of the participating schools, among others. Theophilos Okoha reporting for ABS News.
Still on the news this morning, Jessibella, a new unisex salon offering haircuts and a variety of other beauty products for men and women, has officially opened its doors for business at TNT Plaza before Ngozika Gate, Oka. The salon, which held a grand opening and ribbon cutting ceremony, offers a variety of products including weave-ins, clippers, nails, pedicure, and manicure. Correspondent Ejike Abana was there and now reports.
Grand opening was attended by the Commissioner for Agriculture, Chief Nnamdi Onukwuba, who led the ribbon cutting, and the Chairman, Chief Executive Officer of Rotec Energy Services Limited, Chief Austin Ogwejofo, among many other dignitaries. Commissioner Onukwuba called on more people to bring home part of their wealth to explore prospects which abound in the state, noting that young Jesse's decision and action is in line with the governor's Think Home philosophy.
Jessica has done so well, bringing this investment down to Oka. On behalf of the Anambra State, I'm not standing in for His Excellency, but I'm saying that Anambra State welcomes this investment into Oka.
In his speech, Chief Ogwejofo, who commended the initiative, called on youths to take advantage of the enabling environment as well as empowerment opportunities provided by the governor to better their lives and contribute positively to the larger society instead of engaging in vices. The first 20 customers were offered free services. Some of the customers testified that their touch was different from what is obtainable elsewhere, promising to keep patronizing them. Responding, the Chief Executive Officer, Jessibella Unisex Salon, Ms. Jessica Nweke, said Jessibella was birthed from her desire to encourage women to distinguish themselves, as well as her contribution to a better society, having provided jobs to over 15 staff in the outfit, noting that it would help to tackle challenge of youth unemployment. She said women should take more proactive measures to increase their income-earning capacity to take care of family, work, friends, among others, adding that the dream was born out of Governor Willie Obiano's Think Home philosophic call.
Open this place now. More than 50 people will be eating from it. Like I'll employ like 15 workers from here. So my aim has always been to help the poor.
Some other guests who spoke to the ABS, including an Abga chieftain, Chief Dan Obuefi, the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Finance, and Secretary, Joint Action Committee, Jack, Mr. Confidence Azodo, said that such venture is in line with Governor Willie Obiano's vision to encourage growth of small-scale businesses, noting that Anambra State Small Business Agency, ASBA, was established by the present government to offer soft loans to young and upcoming entrepreneurs. Cutting of the ribbon and unveiling of the signpost were high points of the ceremony. Jesse and friends also danced in jubilation. In Oka, Ejike Abana, ABS News.
The National Union of Anambra State Students, NUASS, has inaugurated her third national legislative arm. During the inaugural event, which took place at Professor Stella Okunda Legacy Building, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Oka, Mr. Josephat Okafor emerged as the national president. Others installed into the third national legislative arm were Foster Aniebune, Deputy President Basil Akajo for the clerk, Ikwa Meze Odera, the chief whip. Others were Jacinta Enibe, Deputy Clerk, and Mbamalo Francis, Deputy Chief Whip. Our correspondent Theophilos Okoha has details.
During the inaugural ceremony, Mr. Tony Ezenwaka, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Diaspora Affairs, Culture and Tourism, Anambra State, charged the newly installed national executives to live with the fear of God and be accountable to their members. The Permanent Secretary also advised them to shine the light of which the Anambra are known for. The outgoing President, Mr. Obumneme Umasiebu, who enumerated the achievements of the Second Assembly, pledged unalloyed support to the incoming Third Legislative Assembly. In his inaugural lecture, the Executive Director of a non-governmental organization in Enugu, Mr. Daniel Ugu, who dwelt on the topic, Respect the Dignity of Humanity, respects the dignity of humanity, said, no leader will have a positive legacy unless he respects the dignity of others, as quality leadership brings sustainability. In his acceptance speech on behalf of the newly installed national executives, the new president, Mr. Josephat Okafor, pledged to initiate a framework that will instigate students for a new world that demands creativity and critical thinking. The inaugural ceremony featured official handover of the symbol of authority and cutting of inaugural cake.
More news await you after this time out. Please to join us again.
ABS, Heartbeats of the East.
Glad to have you back. Operatives of Anambra Police Command have foiled an ambush by suspected kidnappers. A statement signed by the police public relations officer, SP Haruna Mohammed, said following the kidnap incident of one Dr. Achubu Pascal of number 26 Ngazika Housing Estate, Aka, by gunmen suspected to be kidnappers, of other operatives in conjunction with the Command Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SAS, while on the trail of the suspects, ran into ambush mounted by the gang along Aba Ukuli Road in Dudikofi local government area of Anambra State. We have details from our studios.
Explained that the ambush led to serious exchange of gunfire, as a result of which Sergeant Moses Jacob, attached to SARS, sustained a bullet wound, while one of the attackers, whose identity is yet to be ascertained, was fatally wounded during the encounter, and both casualties were taken to the hospital for medical attention, but were confirmed dead on arrival by a medical doctor, and corpses deposited at the hospital morgue for autopsy. It disclosed that one of the suspects was arrested, and effort is being intensified to rescue the victims still in captivity, apprehend other fleeing perpetrators in order to bring them to justice. Meanwhile, the statement said 4 gunmen suspected to be armed robbers inside a Mitsubishi L300 bus were intercepted by police patrol team attached to Ojoto Division along Nobi Road in Idemili South local government area of Anambra State, and the suspects, on sighting the police, opened fire, which resulted in serious gun battle. As a result, one of the suspects, namely Emekeze, aged 25 years, sustained a gunshot and was arrested, while the rest escaped into the bush with bullet wounds. It said the exhibits recovered from the suspects include L300 Mitsubishi bus, 1 pump action, 1 fabricated pistol, 5 cartridges, 3 expended cartridges, a knife, and other incriminating items, while the suspect is assisting the police with useful information that could lead to the arrest of his fleeing accomplices in order to bring them to justice.
Moving ahead, youths have been charged to channel their energy to positive venture like engaging in routine exercise. The member representing Anambra East in the State Assembly, pharmacist Obinna Emeneka, gave the charge at Abatan Sumwe during the Medina edition of Zube Run and Work for Life, organized by all age mates in the community. Ngozi Obileri and Amaka Chibuzo Okoye filed on this report.
The Run and Walk for Life exercise took off from Ilabiton Nsugbe and terminated at First Gate, Nwafori's College of Education Nsugbe. Addressing participants shortly after the exercise, the member representing Anambra East in the State House of Assembly, pharmacist Obinna Emeneka, said engaging in sporting activities will help the youth build intellectual, economic and physical capability and would expose them to a lot of opportunities. He commended the initiator and organizers of the event and said he will replicate same in his community and other communities in his constituency. He said that there is need to promote healthy living through exercise so that people of his constituency can enjoy all the programs and initiatives of Governor Willie Obiano for the good of Anambra.
You have done a great job for yourselves today. We are human beings and we may not know the health challenges we are having, the emotional challenges you are having. And I can tell you authoritatively that today, having been part of this exercise, all your problems have been solved. Yes, sir.
On his part, a one-time senator for Anambra North Senatorial District, Senator Alphonsus Ibweke, commended Ndi Nsugbe for the large turnout of people at the event and encouraged all to always contribute their quota to the growth of the town. He commended the initiator of the program, which he said will help to promote peace and harmony in the community, calling for its sustenance.
Two good heads can not be better than one. So all nine together will learn from each other.
In their separate speeches, the secretary creates job development initiative and a one-time youth leader in the state, Comrade Chinedu Mmaduka, and the chairman, Nsugbe Development Union Home Branch, Mr. Ifediora Mabia, said that the event is apt, considering the place of exercise in human existence, and promised that 150 youths from the community will be trained by his agency in a one-week seminar coming up soon. Also speaking, the initiator and organizer of the program, Comrade Tabo Obiazebazo, said that he was spurred to encourage communal living and peaceful coexistence in a healthy environment, adding that the event will be a monthly program.
Giving back to the society, service to humanity.
The event was attended by youths of the community as well as pupils and students from various schools in the town. From Nsugbe in Anambra East Council area, I am Ngozi Obileri for ABS News.
And that's it on the news. But before we go, a quick reminder that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/ABS Radio TV online. Follow us on Twitter at ABS Radio TV and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And now the recap of our major stories. Governor Obiano has reassured on protection of Anambra at home and in diaspora. Police have foiled ambush by suspected kidnappers in Dinikofi Council area. More investors have embraced Governor Obiano's think home philosophy. Many thanks for joining us on the news this morning. My name is Chidimma Orangwa. Enjoy the rest of your day.